Iman Gadzhi's Whop platform versus Alex Hormozi's Skool platform. Which one is better? Because if you're like I was a few weeks ago, you've probably heard of both platforms, but you don't really know what they do, what they look like, and if you should be using them. So in this video, I'm going to be comparing both platforms head to head, showing you the key differences in target audience, community, UI, features, pricing. I've broken everything down for you, and then right at the end, I'm going to be telling you which one I think that you should choose based on sort of who you are. Now, and also right at the end, I'm going to be showing you inside the Mindset Accelerator, which I purchased because you guys overwhelmed me with the comments in the last video. Okay, so let's dive in here. First, I think it's really important to talk about the fact that both of these guys are not the founders of Whop or Skool. So Iman purchased a majority or a significant portion of the equity some time ago, and he is now, quote, a co-owner. And so everything is hush-hush. We don't know exactly how much he paid, but what we do know is that it's valued at $800 million, so it must have been a massive chunk of change. And Alex Hormozi didn't start Skool. He became a co-owner as well. So you can see here that there was, again, nothing was disclosed, but actually Sam Ovens, good old Sam Ovens, shout out, fellow Kiwi, he started Skool, and then Alex came in with his influence and his marketing, and they went from, I think Sam said 3 million users to 15 million users in like less than a year. So obviously the guy knows what he's doing. And then the same with Iman. They went from I can't remember the exact numbers, but they have absolutely smashed it, going from like a $50 million valuation to $800 million valuation in like a year or something. And the reason is that both of these guys can see that the creator economy is approaching $500 billion in the next 2 years. And so they're all trying to carve out a slice. Now, the way that Whop sort of talks about itself is that it's the make money app. And so you can see here that this is Whop, and it's kind of cool, actually. You see they've got this discovery section, messages, and, you know, me and my boy Iman, we've been DMing backwards and forwards. We're basically best friends now. Notifications. You can create a Whop where it takes you through, you know, and I don't know if you guys know Brett Malinowski, I think is his name. He's got some great content out there. Create a Whop. You can go through and say, okay, I do this in the fitness space. What do I want to do? Do I want to host and sell a course on Whop? Do I want a payment processing only? And let's say, okay, so they even got, it says it replaces Kajabi School, Discord, Slack. So I had no idea that you could do all of this stuff on Whop. As far as I knew, Whop was just a payment provider. It was like Gumroad. And so you can go through this process, and you can create a business, and you can create a community, and then you can create a course and add modules, and you can do all of this kind of stuff, similar to how you can do it inside of Skool. Right? And so for those that don't know, this is Skool. It is a place where you can create communities and courses and masterminds and stuff like that. And many of you would have seen that I have created a free Skool group, and anybody that wants to get access to this Miro board and any more details, we have a ton of content in the classroom. You can come here. You can see that I broke down Iman's stuff and left the Miro here. I've got like 27 videos or something breaking down all of Hormozi's stuff with all the resources and all that kind of good stuff down here. So that's free. That's the first link in the description. Highly recommend you guys check that out. But so I have a Skool. Now, I'm contemplating starting something on Whop and maybe competing head-to-head to see which one works. I don't know. I'm pretty sold out with Skool. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I have a paid group over here. I'm a massive Hormozi fanboy. You know, the paid group is the Shipping Society. We're shipping something every day. It's doing Amazing stuff. Oh, they just shipped this. I haven't seen that. So I will be going live in this group maybe tomorrow. So if you guys want to join in on that, you can see here Hormozi's scaling advisory here. So he's doing the live now. Okay, well, I know what tomorrow's video is going to be about. Okay, so you can see Dopamine Digital here, and you can go back to discovering communities, and you can kind of see how it works here. It's not really a place where you can come and just hang out. You have to be part of a community. Like, they don't have a news feed. If I come back to Whop and I come to like the home page, you can see that there is somewhat of a news feed here, and I can hop in and out of things. And even if I go to discover, it's not just like, you know, there's there's stuff going on that I feel like I can jump in and out of, and I don't need to commit to. Where are we? Here, I'm like, well, if I want to join the calligraphy school, it's $9 a month. If I want to join, you know, Brotherhood of Scent, I need to join the group here and click this and then fill out this form and then wait to get approved. And so it's not like I can't dive straight into these communities. And so I think that's a feature, not a bug, personally. But that's like a really high-level overview of both of them here. We've got the Make Money app, you know, which is a storefront and a marketplace and a sell digital products, memberships, apps, communities. And think about it like it feels like a super duper mega app, you know. So like look at this. They've got live streams. They've got live streams where people are live streaming their crypto trading or whatever they're doing, futures trading. They've got content rewards where if you're a content creator, you can pay people on this platform to take your clips and clip it, and they get paid on every view. And so you can see this guy has paid out $131,000 and he's gotten 30 million views. This guy called Ambro make $3 per 1,000 views. So again, I knew this was a thing. I just never had seen it. Like, I'd never seen it. I didn't understand exactly how it worked. I knew that there were people out there calling themselves clippers, but now this is how it all works, right? So you come in here, you join the waitlist. Multiple videos posted, followed every rule to the T. Okay. So, you know, it's a bit hit and miss with some of this stuff. There's even sports betting, which is insane. So, you know, I haven't really dived deep into this. I'm not a sports bettor, but these are creators. Okay, so I thought it's like you can actually bet. I'm sure that that's the end goal, to turn this into like some version of Robinhood, where they're aiming to be the do-all, everything money app. This is the Make Money Online app. Reselling here, so you can resell hot items, $7 a week. So just like really, really interesting stuff here. You can kind of do anything in this app, and yeah, it's all over the place. It's very well designed. I like the UI. It's a little complicated. Like, I think you might be easily to get overwhelmed if you come in here and all of your WAPs are down here. Whereas this is just like, well, there's not a whole lot to see here. You can filter by music, you can filter by tech, you can filter by self-improvement, you know, and then that's kind of it, you know. If you're not part of a community, you're kind of on the outside. But there's everything here. You've got, you know, people teaching business, to people teaching wellness and beauty, to people teaching MMA, to people like it. Look, this is still blows my mind, is that one of the most, or the top trending school group is a modern calligraphy group for $9 a month. Kind of cool, right? So that's Whop. And then this is basically just a community with courses, calendars, leaderboards. And so if I use the Shipping Society as an example. So we have weekly calls. We have a classroom with, I've got some over-the-shoulder walkthroughs on how I do certain things in my agency. We have a calendar where you can see that the calls are coming up. We've got leaderboards. We've got an about page where you can see all of these details here. You've got a map where you can see everybody and where they are located around the world. That's kind of cool. And then there's a community where you can come in here and you've got like accountability. So in this group specifically, we are keeping each other accountable with 100 minutes over 100 days, shipping one piece of meaningful work. And, we're also, I got on a call with Gabe the other day and we broke down his business with ACQAI. Done that with a whole bunch of people in here. And so, yeah, I mean, if you want to check this out, go to the About page and look at all of this all the comments here in this video. I break down everything inside this video. But that's kind of like what a group looks like inside of Skool, like a paid community. Like a free community looks like this. Again, lots of chatter, people are commenting, good stuff like that. So you can see they're similar, they're same, but different, Oh, I have another. So Team Whop just messaged me. So it's it feels like really like an all-in-one, do-it-all app, right? Which, I don't know, it's kind of cool. Now, the target users are very, very different. You can see that the Whop crowd are these make money online crowd, influencer-led communities, sort of TikTok, younger demographic, flex-driven audiences. A lot of these thumbnails you would recognize faces in here that you've seen all over the place. These are the types of people that it's appealing to. Whereas what I've found, at least inside of Skool, is that, yeah, sure, there might be a little bit of that, but it's mainly more professional, mature, older audiences. Like, I don't imagine that this would fly, these like late, early 30 women teaching calligraphy. I might be wrong, but I don't think that they would go to Whop. They feel at home inside of Skool, which makes sense. When you look at the demographics and you look at the types of leaders that they're, you've got the Sam Ovens, the super disciplined monk mode man. You've got Alex Hormozi, who does nothing but work all day, and then you've got still young people, but they're like very serious people. They aren't walking around flexing their Rolexes. Well, maybe some of them might, but it's a very different crowd than, these people. So, I don't know. I think Iman understands that his audience is a huge portion of his audience are that type of 17 to 25-year-old demographic. And so this feels like a really smart business move for him. And even if you look at some of the community vibes, right, you've got people talking about, it feels like a Discord almost where people are a bit anon and they're posting memes and stuff like this and they're being a bit silly versus, people having more mature conversations inside of Skool. People trying, because the way that Skool works is that you level up by getting more likes. And so you can see here, we've got Timothy is at the top of the leaderboard. Well, Timothy made a post a couple weeks ago where he created ACQAI Lite and he trained a ChatGPT custom GPT on all of Hormozi's stuff, and people went mental for it. They loved it. They gave him a whole bunch of likes, and it ranked him up the leaderboard. So the whole system inside of Skool is geared towards quality posts. And it doesn't seem that that's the case inside of Whop. So I really like that, because otherwise you can kind of get a whole bunch of people spamming comments and a bit more slop, right? So the UI and the features, I've sort of gone over those a little bit already. You can see the main differences here is that there's like a bit of a news feed. This is very TikTok brain. You've got lots of things that are constantly moving. And if I'm honest with you, I prefer this. It feels more social media native. Like there's more stuff going on. I would come here every day to discover new things potentially, and then eventually I might start some things. I don't know. But in school, it's like you have to come here to go to a specific group. Like I don't ever spend any time on the discovery page. I just spend it in these 3 groups basically. And maybe every so often I jump between the schoolers group. But it's mainly I come in here to talk to my people. Here I might come here to discover new things and jump into new communities and jump out. And so that can be a good thing, but I also can think it can be a bad thing, where you jump around and you get distracted and ADHD all over the place. And so the main difference here is that this is built for, Whop is built for multiple product types. It's got flexible checkout flows and financing boosts conversions. Like you can come here and where is it? Is it this one? So you can even like get financing. I can't remember exactly where it is. What payments, careers, where is it? Down here. Cool use cases, most money made. Let me see if I can find it. All right. So you come to discover, and then you scroll across here to. I don't know. What am I talking about? This is about personal finance, and so there was. Hang on. Yeah, so I do remember seeing something like this: buy now, pay later inside of Whop, and so they have like financing built into the checkout flows, and also the fact that you can start selling. Where is it? Or like you can literally just take payments, just start accepting payments. I think is really cool. And yeah, so we've been through that flow already, but. It's a little bit different than, it's very different than school. It's kind of like, again, it keeps coming back to that like all-in-one feel. So it's got these built-in marketing tools like, it's got this affiliate dashboard here, which I think is really cool. You can track all the data here. You can do something like this inside of school, but it's nowhere near as powerful as Whop. So it's great for agencies, SaaS, or multiple product businesses. But the UI, the UX can feel a bit complex and heavy. It's not really community native. Like it doesn't feel very like I'm at home in my community here. There's no gamification or leaderboards like there are on school. So let me show you that. So one of the really cool things about this is that you get these stars based on where you are. And so for a short period of time, I got the star next to my name, and we were part of the 1%. You can see that the Shipping Society is still on this list here, number 16. So we're still in the top 20. Let's go. So, that's kind of cool, right? You don't really have that within Whop. Now, let me move this stuff out the way. Now, if we come over to school, the UI is pretty simple. It's an all-in-one hub for just basically content, community, and calls, right? And so I think it's supposed to be simple. It's got this built-in gamification. It boosts retention. Like, something that's really cool is, like I'm fairly new to school, and you can see that I've been very active every day, and this is kind of cool. And I know that in my mind, I am if I don't like take actions inside of here, I'm going to miss out on my filling of my green square here, and other people are going to see that I wasn't active, and that's not a very good look for somebody who has a paid community. And so all of these things encourage retention, and so I really like that. And some cons here. Now, is very limited in the customization. There's definitely no advanced checkout options. They are releasing tiered pricing very soon, and they've just released, it looks like, where are we? Live functionality, live streaming, which I'm excited about. And it's more focused on long-term education, so it's not ideal if you just want to like rip a quick, fast product and make a few bucks and then disappear. And so I've already gone through discovery a little bit and growth, but I think that Whop does a really good job with surfacing top picks and things like that. I find, so I've been in here for some time. I've been, in school for a couple weeks now, and I've almost seen that very few of these positions change. It's very rare. It's like, it's mostly just the top of the top rise to the top, and every so often there's one person that comes in and takes the spot. But this guy has been here the whole time. This lady has been here the whole time. This is a new Russell Brunson thing. So actually, this is a new Russell Brunson thing. So I think maybe I will join this and break this down, because Russell Brunson is one of the goats. And so if you want me to do that, I've been having a lot of success recently understanding what type of content you guys want to see. Put me a thumbs up emoji in the comments below, and I'll know that means that you want me to like break down Russell Brunson's new thing. So he's calling it Offer Lab. So I don't know really any details about it, but I will research it and break down the funnels and like dive in deep and do all the research. If you guys are interested, but drop a thumbs up in the comments below, and that'll tell me that you're interested. So most of the people in the top here stay here in the top. I have seen very few people move around. But Whop, it feels like it has more of an opportunity to get discovered and like pop up to the top here and showcase top sellers. Now you get ranked by engagement. You get ranked by engagement and MRR, which I guess is a good thing. I know it encourages all of the right sorts of actions, I hope. And so gamification boosts everything. Now, to the pricing, I think this is really interesting that they don't have a flat monthly fee. They are probably going after volume. And so Iman knows that this crowd is not going to pay any dollar amount per month, and it's going to be incredibly restrictive. And again, I think that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. What it means is that everybody floods into the platform and you get sort of like low level people hanging out, like the freeloaders, so to speak. And because there's no monthly flat fee, it's really easy to get started, which is great, but also the barrier to entry is next to zero. And so everybody sort of comes in and floods in. Whereas over here on Skool, they have two plans. Now, they used to just have $99 a month, but that was before Hormozi came in, and he introduced the $9 a month hobby plan. If I'm honest with you, this is just a lead magnet to suck you in at a price that sounds really reasonable, and then they upsell you into the $99, because you can't really do anything on the hobby plan. Like, as soon as I started to get a handful of people coming into the group, I realized that I'm going to need a custom URL. I'm going to need to hide suggested communities, otherwise people are going to bounce. I'm going to need more than one admin, and like I'm going to need moderators and stuff. And it's just like, 10% transaction fee is ridiculous. Like if I want to make any money, it doesn't make any sense. The $99 a month is a no-brainer. And so they got me in on the free trial, and then they sold me on the $9 a month. And then I'm like, oh, well, I want to grow now. Like 20, 30 people have joined. And so I hopped onto the 99, and you know, it is what it is. But you can see here that there's a 2.7% transaction fee plus 30 cents every time you sell. And here there is a 2.9% transaction fee and 30 cents for per transaction on Pro. And so I guess like a little bit of a TLDR is the target user on Whop versus Skool is where you've got hustlers, traders, influencers, digital product sellers, SaaS builders, flashy, sales-driven people. And then you've got coaches, consultants, agency owners like myself, education, businesses over here on Skool. And I don't know who wins really here. It sort of depends on who you are. I obviously chose Skool, but I think Whop is great as well. Now, the UI And the landing page, I think, on Whop is a little confusing and overwhelming. Very clean and simple on Skool. Again, if you got TikTok brain and there's nothing wrong with this page. I think it's great. It's got a news feed. It's clearly trying to be something completely different than Skool, right? Than Skool here, because like this is basically the home page, and it's just discover a community. But I feel I'm on the outside. So anyway, that's the last time I say that. So I think Skool wins there personally. Community tools, basic groups, chat, live streams, leaderboard gamification. It could kind of go either way. I'm maybe a little biased. I say Skool wins here on the community tools. I think there are better. Like, I feel like I'm part of a community when I'm in Skool. When I'm on Whop, I feel like I'm on a social media app. Nothing wrong with that. But so the payment processing, I think absolutely Whop smashes it out the park. They have way better plans, affiliates, promos, financing, hundreds of methods, and they've just got a simple checkout page inside of Skool. Discovery, I think it's easier probably to get discovered within Whop, and within Skool, it's kind of most of the cream rises to the top, and they mostly stay there. So Whop takes that one, and then the pricing and fees, well, obviously, you can kind of go either way here. I think Whop have better, like, objectively, they have better pricing because they're lower. However, what happens is that you get all of these people flooding in, and they've got no vested interest in creating a really good environment and a really cool community and participating. And so I do think that this $99 barrier and this $9 barrier is a feature, not a bug. And I think it's something good. And so I don't know if they introduced a completely free. So obviously it's free to join a community. It's not free to run and host one. So that's the big difference. You can join this. You can join these communities for free. You can come in and you can join this for free. You don't need to sign up. But if you want to create a community, you have to pay. And, I think that makes sense. I like that. So, who should you pick? Well, I would say if you sell multiple products, maybe it's services, apps, tools, courses, and you want a bit, like your audience is a bit lower, a bit younger, I should say, not lower. You want advanced checkout options, and you want to leverage Whop's creator program. And maybe you want to, you want to go viral on social media or whatever, and you want to turn your followers into your affiliate army. Whop is the clear choice for you because you can come in here and you can monetize all the clipping. The affiliate stuff is pretty complex, pretty intense and advanced. I really like that. And if you're a coach and you run a mastermind, or you just want to purely educate and you want to feel more like part of a tight-knit community, even if that community is several hundred people or 1,000 people, the tools inside of Skool are much more congruent to this sort of warm hug is the way I would describe it. And so you value simplicity, sticky retention, and structured delivery. I think Skool is a no-brainer. And if you're an OG and you love Sam Ovens or Hormozi, Skool is the way. So I learned from Sam Ovens back in the days, and I had his consulting.com quantum mastermind situation. And so I'm a big fan of Skool. Guys from New Zealand, I'm a little older. I'm not a 17-year-old kid looking to get people to clip my stuff, at least not for now. So I've chosen Skool. What do you choose? Up to you. So inside of Iman's recent launch, he downsold you into the Mindset Accelerator. So this is it here. When you go through the process, you sign up for his launch event, which I talked about in the previous video. I'll make sure to leave that linked in the card above or at the end of this video. And you go through the funnel, and he'll sign you up for free, and then you upsell into a VIP, which I purchased on a different account, and I show you behind the scenes there. And So I purchased the VIP, and then if you don't purchase the VIP, you can downsell into this product here, which is his $47 mindset training. And so it's not his, it's actually Sam Ovens, and it's all the IP from consulting.com. So if you don't know, consulting.com was the gold standard for agency training and to become a consultant and basically start your service-based business. And a massive component of that was mindset, and it still is to this day. And like, I won't go through this whole thing. I'm going to get like a copyright strike.
Now,
probably.
before I say,
so Iman has a little introduction talking about how everything all comes back to mindset, and he's right. You know, he's very right. I found that when my mindset was right, everything else fell into place. And so he's talking about how he's coached all these other people, and so mindset is a really important piece of that. It's not opportunity, information, talent, it's your mindset. You know, people need to be reminded more than they need to be taught, and they need to be held accountable. And the thing that is at the core of all of this is your mindset. And so, you know, I think, like, I'm going through this, and I know that Sam Ovens sold this for, I think, $6,000. Now, there were many, many other modules here, but this was in his classic royal blue suit, in his New York office with, you know, all the fancy lighting. So it's a stark difference between what he looks like now. You know, all power to him, bless him. He's done an incredible job, but this is Sam now. And this was him. And so you can see that, I mean, I won't go through all of this stuff here, but you can see that these are 2-hour-long videos where it's full of value. So face off with the devil, the mirror and how it works. The idea of the mirror and the world reflects how you are internally, which is such a powerful concept. And this was the first time I've ever heard of that. So I'm actually going to go through this again. I don't know, if I feel like if you haven't gone through this, I might recommend you know, checking this out. Here is the link. I'm not going to leave it anywhere, but I'm sure you can find it if you go sign up to his stuff. And then you can get this for $47. I think it's kind of a really good deal, to be honest. The duality and conflict of man, 2.5 hours of like just straight up facts. Seeing for the first time, alchemy of self. This is a massive one. He gives you a sheet, and so here you've got all these different types of workbooks that you can go through, and you know, it's really good stuff. And if you go through this, and you follow everything here, it's way more value than $47. Way more value. So, you know, I think Iman has done a decent job here. And then, you know, these are like hours and hours. And so if you can consume that sort of stuff, I think it's a little strange that he's releasing basically like a 8-hour course on mindset into Whop, which is quite a, like a, you know, TikTok-y brain sort of community. But I think he's onto something here, and mindset is a massive part of all of this. So anyway, that's it for me, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts on which one you would choose or have chosen. And obviously, I have a school group, and now I'm playing around with Whop, so I might do some experiments and compare them against each other later on. If you'd like me to break down some of Russell Brunson's stuff, make sure to leave me a thumbs up down below. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.